The NXT TNA partnership is exploding in a big way. The X Division champion of TNA, Moose, showed up on NXT last week to confront Oba Femi, the NXT champion. And then Oba Femi returned the favor, Andy, showing up in NXT, aligning himself with the Hardy Boyz. And they will face the System, that is Moose, Eddie Edwards, and Brian Myers, coming up this week on TNA. I believe that is correct. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Andy, spoiler alert on TNA, did they announce Moose versus Oba Femi for RoadBlock for both championships? Did I see that right?
I think so. I think that's what I saw, which
Man.
is wild. If that's the truth.
Man, like, that is so wild. You've got Moose. He's going to be back on NXT this week against Lexus King. You've got the Hardys who are going to be on NXT again this week. Just wild stuff happening right now, man.
Yeah. Out of all the possibilities, for some reason, Moose did not cross my mind about showing up in NXT.
Right.
But when he showed up, I was immediately like, this is the best thing both of these companies have ever done. Because I never would have thought I would see Moose on NXT TV, and he's here, and I am more than thrilled about it. I think this is a great way. And honestly, like, we don't talk about NXT a lot because, to be real honest, I don't have a lot of time to watch NXT. I keep up with it for the most part.
Yep.
Oba Femi is the future of this business and of WWE because the dude has swagger, he has aura, and he can go in the ring. And I am very excited to see when he gets called up. I honestly think when he gets called up, it's like mid-card, nope, we're putting you right in the main event level because he is right there at it. But that being said, I would love Moose to be NXT champion, even if it's for like a couple weeks. Like, if he won that title and was NXT champion for a couple weeks, that is such a crazy thing.
And that's an easy way to take the title off Oba Femi if you are going to transition him sometime in the very near future. Who's a believable guy that can actually beat him? Might not be anybody on the NXT roster, but daggum, it could be Moose. Moose can beat him. He can hold that title, and then you can figure out a way for, somebody else to win that title back from him. Speaking of the champion of the company, Joe Hendry on TNA, and Elijah, the former Elias, with a concert and a tag team win on TNA. Andy, it's like the worlds collided, and it was a beautiful thing with these two guys.
I didn't know there was a third brother.
Right? I know.
Yeah, I didn't know. Kevin Owens is somewhere slamming his head into the wall. Listen, this is like fantastic. This is as good as when we had Elias and Jeff Jarrett in the ring before the Rumble a couple years ago when they were in the ring together. It's just, it makes the most sense. And whenever he gets called up or whenever he comes to WWE or whatever, I need to see a dueling Joe Hendry and Rock concert. I think those two guys together would be hilarious, going back and forth with each other. But yeah, that's the perfect pairing to introduce him to TNA, and why not put him with the other guy that is a singing / comedy / serious guy? Like, I think it works really well.
And dude, the pop that he got was wild, man.
Yeah, it was.
Dude, it was so good. And it helped that they were taping at Full Sail, and that's, Elias was very popular there, of course, starting in NXT, all that kind of stuff. One more NXT headline to get to. We speculated it, and the name is official. It is Ricky Saints, former Ricky Starks. I don't know the reason for the name change, Andy. I know the reason behind what Ricky has said is he wanted to put some hometown flavor in his name and pay tribute to his home city of New Orleans. But have you read anything online about speculation as to why he had to change it?
I saw somewhere where he wanted to change it. Like, I think he may have wanted to change it coming in or something like that. I don't know. I hope that's the case, because if it was like a WWE thing to change it, it's one of my biggest pet peeves that they do is who cares if they made their name somewhere else, like bring them in and let them do their thing. So like that, because they let like Ethan Page do it. They let Sean Spears do it.
Yep.
They're not making these TNA people change their names as they as they come in. So I don't know. I get the name behind, like I get the reason behind it, and the more I've heard it, the more I'm like, it's fine, it's whatever.
Yep.
But he's always going to be Ricky Starks to me. I think. Like
Sure.
I know I've gotten to the point where I call Walter Gunther now. I've given up on that fight and that crusade, but it's always going to be in the back of my head of like when I say Ricky Saints, it's going to be like Ricky Saints. Like it's gonna take a minute, but it is.
Yeah,
it's not the worst name change they've ever done. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I tend to think that you just rattled off the TNA guys and the other NXT guys that have come in that haven't had to change their name. So I don't think he would have had to change it. I think he probably wanted to. I lean towards that as well.